Hello, 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 my name is Sam, otherwise known as Function, and it's outstanding to be back in the world of Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever. Just before we get into this match, I thought I'd show you this weird little thing. If you pause the replay just like right at the start, right at the very first frame, you can see all these units here. They're all currently alive, supposedly. And then they die. This is how the software produces wrecks at the start of the game for reclaim. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. It's a 4v4 today on Selkie Isle, a 20k map. Not one of the original GPG maps, I don't believe, but a pretty popular map these days in the FAF community. So yeah, it's a ladder match. Match made 4v4 games. Let's meet the teams. On the blue side at the top, we've got Team 1. On the right hand side, we've got Ariello playing Cyan UEF. To his northwest, we have Kangaroo playing Lavender Aeon. Over to the west, we've got Desks. I'm going to call him Des, playing Dark Blue Cybran, and over to his southwest we've got Patterzon, I'm going to call it Pat, playing Light Blue Seraphim. So the full complement of factions by the looks of it for Team 1. Then over on Team 2, playing the red to yellow Spectrum. Over on the easternmost side, we've got Wizard Sleeve, much more easy to pronounce than most of Team 1. Nice to see. Wizard Sleeve playing Scarlet Seraphim. Towards the middle, we've got Arlo, who I believe we've seen before, playing Burgundy UEF. Then over here, we have Bandit Caesar playing Orange UEF. And up on the westernmost position for Team 2, playing Yellow Seraphim, we have Nogthar. So 2 UEF and 2 Seraphim for Team 2. Let's take a look at the map like we saw before. We've got a bunch of wrecks in the middle, but tons of mass spread around in the form of small rocks. It's about 37,000 mass to be reclaimed. Just going to speed things up. It's a 20k map, and we've got lots of water, lots of open space, so not expecting too much early aggression in the first few minutes of the game. I'm expecting to see tons of Navy, because you can see all 4 players on each team are basically right by the beach. I suppose this one's a little bit harder, but you can obviously edge build a Navy factory there. I'm not sure who goes air. Do we have any? We haven't had any chat so far, so no communication between the players. So I'm not sure who goes air on this map. I think there probably is a meta. This map has been around for long enough. I've got a little bit of chat about who's doing what. But yeah, like I said, this map's been around long enough that there's probably a meta. So we've got Arlo walking as commander over to the central island, and Bandit Caesar following with a drop of several engineers. 3 engineers by the looks of it, starting to build some land factories. We've got... we did have a drop out from Wizard Sleeve, so he dropped some engineers out as well, and we've got a drop from Ariello going aggressive. They've reclaimed the engineer that was on this small side island out in the middle here, and then dropped an engineer onto the central island, but it looks like this engineer from Wizard Sleeve got the reclaim off there. We've got some more dropships coming out. I'm not sure where they're going. A little bit of aggression. Bomber out for Wizard Sleeve as well. Hasn't got any kills. Although I don't know. There were engineers here, right? For Ariello. Maybe these... I don't know. None of those have got kills. Anyway, so there were some engineers here for Ariello, and now they're dead somehow. Yeah, a few T1 bombers out for Team 2. None that I can see for Team 1 as yet. We've got Navy already up and active for Pat. He's got a submarine out, scouting out for enemy naval positions. We've got 3 players on Team 1 playing Navy, and 3 players from Team 2 playing Navy. So it looks like this cliff position is the designated air spot, maybe, although actually looks like Kangaroo's playing Navy as well. No naval yards just yet, although Ariello is just about to build a naval yard. We've got a few bombers out here trying to go after these Aeon frigates, having a little trouble getting the hits down. Frigate trying to kill engineers, but the relief of the land getting in the way. Interceptors out for Ariello will destroy those bombers. The bombers managed to get a decent amount of damage down, and submarines will come in and clear up that first frigate. For those of you who don't know, frigates, if all you're trying to do is turn mass into DPS, frigates are much better than submarines. The advantage that submarines have, of course, is that they can only be attacked by torpedoes. Frigates can be attacked by torpedoes and direct fire. Yeah, so submarines are a little bit more niche, a little bit safer. They can only be attacked by certain weapons, but they do have lower DPS overall. An aggressive drop coming out for Ariello. Oh, very close to getting those drops down. And 3 big drops. Looks like we slow this down just a touch. It's all THAMs, I believe, from Wizard Sleeves. So we'll see where they get dropped. We do have radar for Ariello. Is he powering it? He is. So based on the layout of these radar signatures, if he's paying attention, he will know that these are drops, and Ariello pinging those now. So we switch back to observer mode. Keep a quick eye on that. Tons of naval yards out for Arlo. Does he have the... He does have the economy to run those at the minute, by the looks of it. They're all... Well, most of them are running. Let's see what's happening with these drops. Dropping into the back of Ariello's main base. 24% upgraded. T1 mech's going to go down first. We've got a plasma cannon being erected here for Ariello in defense. Is it going to get up in time? Probably. Yes. Engineers. Oh no, they switched up, but they switched back, and the plasma cannon does go up in the end. But no wall sections, so that plasma cannon will get a couple of kills and then go down. We'll see what Wizard Sleeve can get done, because this is a pretty good little drop here. Triad trying to be erected for Ariello at the front of the base, but these THAMs are meeting basically zero resistance at the minute. Once this Triad goes up, that will be pretty significant, but if the THAMs are being microed correctly, they will go after these T2 engineers. Will they... Oh, the engineers are going to be able to get the Triad up. I think it's going to be close, but the Triad does go up. But I think the hydrocarbon's going to go down. Oh no, the THAMs switch up to a different target. I think the Triad actually did some damage to the hydrocarbon. The THAMs get a bunch of engineer kills. Bomber comes in over the top, does some damage, friendly fire damage, but not too much of a problem. So a little bit of harass, forcing Ariello to build a Triad in the middle of his own base. Pat out front with a gun upgrade on that Seraphim com, taking some pot shots at some T1 units from Bandit Caesar. And over on the other side, we've got Dez, also with a gun on that Siren com, firing away at Wizard Sleeve and his little forward production facility. So a fair amount of mechs is in the central island, and quite a lot of mass in the very center, but no one's going to get that because they'd have to kill the 4 PDs around the outside there. So the central island, very important. There's rolling over this production facility from Wizard Sleeve. No assistance from his allies by the looks of it for now. He's built another factory. Some frigates are coming up If we take a look at the range on a frigate, so if it gets right into the edge of the water, it might be able to hit some units, but I doubt that it'll be able to do too much, to be honest. Pat down below, now he's down below 6,000 hit points, but Bandit running out of units and some supporting units from Pat's teammates. I don't think he'll be in too much danger. Do we have any tech anywhere? Oh, we do have a lovely missile battery. Getting a lot of kills. 4 mechs is killed for Wizard Sleeve, and he's trying to tech up to T2 because he doesn't have any tech anywhere, so he can't even build those all-important TMDs. So Wizard Sleeve on very low income right now. And another missile coming out from Ariello's tactical missile launcher, probably going for the radar by the looks of it. But all 3 of these mechs is currently upgrading. Yes, killed that radar. If he kills these mechs, that will be a pretty significant blow to Wizard Sleeve because he's sunk a lot of mass into these. And other than those, he has the 3 T2 mechs back here and a few on this island, but all of his mechs up here have been killed. Team 1 kind of closing in on Team 2 in this central island. They're penning them in to this, this southernmost point. More tactical missiles being launched. This just has no real answer to this right now. He's got T2 engineers out of this T2 factory at last and starting to build power. He really should just be building TMD because if I think 2 missiles, maybe 3 will kill a T2 factory. He's going for a shield generator after that, but if that factory goes down, Wizard Sleeve will be out of this game for quite some time. Starting a Navy HQ upgrade. Does he have the mass to support that? He does at the minute. He's floating about 700 mass, so he can do a few things at once. He doesn't have to build any units on the central island anymore. But more mechs is going down. These are all upgraded to T2 finally, but they are now all going down. Engineer in the area to build that T1 mechs once again. But very low on mass generation is Wizard Sleeve. He's got a T2 engineer. You can see he's queued up this TMD right here, plus some extra stuff. This push well and truly underway for Team 1 in the central island. Team 2 with a smattering of units left to defend, but I don't think they're going to be able to do too much. Arlo actually with a T2 mechs on the central island. He's upgraded all of the rest of his mechs to T2. You can see he's on a T2 mass per tick, but Nogthar already on over 100 mass per tick. Is he the only one to reach that mark? He is. So Team 2, despite Wizard Sleeve's lack of mass income at the minute, Team 2 ahead. Oh, and just as I say that, Team 1 pull ahead. Maybe there's a bit of reclaim bumping that up and down, but actually I think it's pretty even. It's sort of, yeah, going up and down as mechs on the center get destroyed. But yeah, Team 2 with very little in the way of presence on the central island. They do have T2 Navy out on the left side there. No T2 units. We can see a T2 naval factory for Des. And actually, yeah, we've got T2 Navy out here as well for Kangaroo. He's got a Vesper T2 Sub-Hunter on the field, and we've got T3 Air already, an Ambassador Strat Bomber for Bandit Caesar. We'll see what he can get done with that. Got a Triad on the center, a couple of T1 PDs there as well, but I think Team 1 will soon have complete control of that central island. I don't even see any T2 air for Team 1 at the minute. Nice bomb there, gets a T2 Max. Probably wants to go, excuse me, probably wants to go for that T2 power generator. I mean, there's barely even any interceptors in the area for Team 1. Actually, traveling over here. Got a bunch of torpedo bombers out for Ariello, trying to assist his teammates over on the left-hand side. Team 1 have made really good headway on the central island, but they're down in the air and the navy. Still trying to take control of this southernmost part. There's a Valiant out now for Arlo that's going to harass those units in that comm. And Team 2 might actually be able to hang on to this little facility here with the assistance of that Valiant. We'll see how that goes. But 3 T2 mechs is now destroyed by this strap bomber. It's going to drop another bomb, get a 4th mechs. There it goes. I mean, just going completely unmolested. It's about to fly over some flak. Oh, that's not a good angle to take. You're going to take a lot of damage there. Well, actually, still on about 3/4 of its hit points. It's not too bad, but naval production completely destroyed now for Pat, and he's actually lost some mexes. I'm guessing he was having some power troubles, and those were destroyer beams firing away. I'm not sure. Actually, he's lost tons of mexes. I'm not sure how all of those died. Maybe there was... oh, I don't even know. Their TMLs, answers in the comments below. Let me know if you saw how all of these mexes died, but that's a significant blow there for Pat, only on 31 mass per second. Wizard Sleeve back up to 52. He's got his TMD up here, so won't be too worried about those missiles, but those missiles really have done their job, haven't they? Got a whole lot of work done there. Paused now though, of course. And T3 gunship out for Bandit. We've got Dez having to run away. He's got interceptors overhead, and that broadsword does go down. Do you see where that strap bomber was? We've got ASFs out now for Ariello, which are going to take care of that pesky strap bomber, but it does get one more bomb off, and that will kill another T2 mechs. Quite frustrating for Team 1, I imagine. Still 2 T1 PDs up in this location. Although one of them goes down, the second one soon to follow, I imagine. There is a Medusa in the area. Actually, staying alive for now. We've got spy planes out for Ariello, scouting out the opponent's situation. Looks like TML maybe? No, it was their cruiser that killed this mechs on the central island there. Whole ton of frigates, couple of destroyers out for Nogthar, just harassing the enemy, but Kangaroo with, what's that, 4 sub-hunters now in defense. An attempt to the naval push out for Dez on the right hand side, but far too many naval units on the scene for Arlo, so he's going to be able to repel that attack. I think Nogthar needs to pay a little bit more attention to what's going on with his navy. These guys probably need to defend the new units coming in. And Pat still trying to continue this assault. No new engineers are being produced. I mean, units aren't even being produced that fast anymore. And that PD will finally go down. There it goes. And the units will roll on through and destroy Team 2's last remnant of defense. Cruisers taking down more T2 PDs. Destroyers trying to help, but failing epically. And some Salems out for Dez, doing what they can. Hopefully we'll get to see one of those disgusting monstrosities walk on the land, sorry. We can take a look at its terrible, terrifying insect skeleton. The PDs in the center here have all been killed, and engineers are on the way to start reclaiming this tasty mass, about 8,000 mass in the middle there. Decent number of ASFs out now for Ariello. He's got some torpedo bombers as well. Looks like they're moving over to assist in the defense of this naval push up on that western flank. And 3 Valiants over on the right hand side here. He's taking some pot shots at the shield that Ariello has built for himself. He was starting to build a T2 radar. I think he already had a T2 radar there, so it got destroyed somehow, but shield generator goes down. There's Valiant still firing away, although they're out of range now just a little bit. Torpedo bombers come in over the top for Ariello, quickly dispatched by interceptors from Wizard Sleeve. This naval push for Nogthar still going on. He's still got a few T2 units in there. I was just about to ask, do we have any T3 land or Navy tech? We've got, who was that? Kangaroo starting T3 land. I wonder what the plan is with that. I don't think the Aeon have any T3 floating units, so he's going to have to go for some drops, or maybe just going for T3 engineer production. I'm not really too sure on that. We'll see how that develops, but torpedo bombers over the top for Nogthar, assisting this naval push, and those naval units well and truly in the midst of Dez's naval production, firing away at those naval factories. ASFs come in to deal with this torpedo bomber situation. There is a cruiser in the middle there, so that's going to get a few ASF kills, I imagine. It's just, it's Flak, and Flak not the best at killing ASFs, so maybe it's not going to get too much work done. T3 air done for Nogthar, so we'll see what he's going to do with that. And you can see, what do you call them, frigates in the bay here for Nogthar, preventing Pat from getting back into the naval game. A few naval factories left out here for Dez, trying to build more T2 support factories, but I think those are all going to go down. The HQ about to bite the dust. There's a Salem still alive. I think Nogthar probably wants to kill that first. Salem does quite a lot of DPS. You can see a frigate taking the brunt of that damage, but HQ goes down. Salem soon to follow. Got Aeon destroyers out for Kangaroo, assisting in the defense, but not well enough apparently. A Siren popped out there for Dez. Definitely not the unit that you want to be building. I would strongly suggest that he build more Salems instead. But the Seraphim destroyers killing another T2 mechs, and then bugging out for now, rendezvousing with some more frigates coming in from the main base. See Team 1 have complete control over the center. They're trying to build these mexes, but naturally they will be very hard to hold on to with the number of T2 naval units on the field for both teams. ASF's out for Arlo as well, just flying over the top of this naval force. I would like to see a bit more of a coordinated attack from these two players, Nogthar and Arlo. One of them retreating as the other one advances. Definitely not the best idea, I don't think. A couple of destroyers over on the right hand side here for Wizard Sleeve. Those should also be joining this assault. He's got 3 destroyers there. That would be a significant addition to this naval force. But instead going for the mexes on the cliff there. Nogthar just trying to assault this position that Pat is trying to defend valiantly, but those destroyers have made it through the first shield. There's actually a T3 mechs in jeopardy there. A few TMDs up for Pat, but with those destroyers continue to move forward, they will be able to kill this T3 mechs. You can see T2 mechs going down. More torpedo bombers over the top for Ariello, and Arlo looking like he's retreating for now. T2 Navy HQ replaced. Des looking like he is, yeah, he's trying to reclaim all of these factories and the naval units that have gone down there. And I didn't register that this was Team 2, so Bandit has managed to get a very significant presence on the side here of this cliff. He's got a T2 air factory, and he's just bumping out clink hammers that are firing away on Pat's base. You can see getting work done on a T1 factory there. Over on the right hand side, this naval force retreating further in the face of all of these torpedo bombers. 0 cruisers in the mix here, which is unfortunate to see because Team 2 definitely do not have control of the ASF game. There are some ASFs out here for Bandit Caesar. No players on 200 mass per tick yet. Arlo getting close, although, sorry, I meant Ariello, and then as I get mixed up, Arlo does in fact make it over 200. Most of these factories paused. We've got bulwarks coming out the shield boats. We really need to see some more ASFs or cruisers if this naval push wants to be effective. The assault continuing on Pat's base from 2 fronts, and Sparkies have taken to the front lines. What is the situation with this? Do they have radar coverage? They do. I mean, they know this base is here. That's pretty bad. Should really have gunships or something like that. I don't know. In defense. But yeah, big old point defense creep going up as Triads get edged forwards to start attacking Pat's base. Could even reclaim. I think this was no, it was just a T2 mechs, I think. Still 400 mass there to be reclaimed, not bad. So many torpedo bombers for Ariello, just harassing this naval force of Nogthar. And every one of these ships that goes down, I expect, the mass may well go into Team 1's hands. So Team 2 want to be careful with this push. ASF's coming in over the top. Are there any? There is one cruiser left. Trying to get work done. Sorry, there's 2 cruisers in fact. You can see they're racking up those kills, but one of the cruisers goes down. The second one, like it's the focus, but only a handful of those torpedo bombers left. And I think actually the frigates are doing a lot of the damage to those torpedo bombers, and the last cruiser does go down, so no cruisers left in the mix there, but decent number of destroyers and a whole lot of frigates. We've got 2 players in defense here for Team 1. We'll see what they can manage. Cruiser out here for Nogthar, just harassing the central island a little bit. Big scouting mission out for Ariello. We'll have spotted those gunships, so potentially we'll know that there's a possible snipe on the cards. We'll see how that develops. Do we have any nuke launchers or anything being built? I haven't been paying super close attention to the notifications. We've got a nuke defense here, almost loaded or half loaded. No nuke defense here that I can see. Certainly no nuke launcher. And we've got nuke defense here, about a third loaded on that first missile. Take a look at Team 1 in a second. Nano repair being started for Pat. I'll actually cancel that. He's on about 20,000 max hit points. And the advanced nano repair takes you up to about 40,000 hit points, so potentially think about using that Seraphim commander aggressively. Let's take a look at what the nuclear situation is for Team 1. Omni sensor. Nothing nuclear that I can see there. Nothing there for Kangaroo. Nothing for Dez. Come on, Dez. And basically nothing at all left for Pat. I think that's probably why he cancelled his advanced nano repair, because he has no power production left to him. He's just sitting there with his commander and just about nothing else, trying to build T2 power very slowly. But I mean, does he even have any T1 power generators? No, he's got absolutely none left. This point defense creep for Bandit Caesar being extremely effective. And starting work, I think, on the T1 PD, the T1 mexes. Nocthar running out a little bit in terms of naval units. See Pat there just on 16 mass per tick. Nocthar on about 180, so don't know what he's spending his mass on, but he's spending less mass than he was before on naval units. Potentially trying to continue work on the missile defense, not sure. Cruisers, UEF cruisers firing away for Arlo onto that central island, and you can see very, very difficult to hold on to these mexes here. I mean, all of them are around the edge. The ones at the rear are obviously easier to defend. Team 1 have pretty good control over this portion of the ocean, so these mexes fairly easy to hold on to. But lots of naval units for Ariello and Arlo facing off against each other. We've got some Aeon units at the back for Kangaroo as well, and Seraphim units for Wizard Sleeve as well. So it looks like Team 2 with the numbers advantage. Kind of confused about where they want to go though. Both teams sort of backing off tentatively. No T3 Navy. Just I say that, we've got T3 Naval Support Factory actually. It's not even the HQ. Building a Neptune. It's about 70% done on that Neptune. Nice. And there we go, Snipe on the cards. Those broadswords that we saw earlier, they were scouted, but potentially not noticed. And Pat just melting away down below 5,000 hit points. He is going to be our first ejection. All of those broadswords do a ton of DPS. They get the T2 P-Gen for good measure. They will start work on the rest of the structures. Pat was basically out of the game already, and you can see those structures that he had left to him being shifted over to Ariello. Ariello, I suspect, will barely notice, but what he will notice is these broadswords, although it looks like the broadswords have basically hidden themselves on the ground and they're going to bug out back to safer territory. The ASFs just flying around, not sure what to do. Move order has come out, but it's not in the right place. So I think those broadswords will survive. Oh, maybe not actually. Broadswords flew over some engineers, so these ASFs know where the broadswords are. And there we go, they get into range and blap them down in 3 shots. Nocthar still trying to just harass. We've got actually torpedo. You don't tend to see this too often, but 13,500 mass killed by this commander, and a lot of that will have been done by the torpedo upgrade that the Siren have access to. It's hard to see in the water, but you can see the model looks a little bit weird with that upgrade, and doing a decent job at repelling Nocthar's forces. However, Nocthar got a bunch of engineers starting to reclaim all of this mass, and very safe to do so because of the lack of any Team 1 structures on this side of the mainland for them. Team 1 on significantly lower mass income, and Bandit Season now switching up to Titan production, gonna start assaulting the land properly. Oh, Novak satellite being started by Bandit. Not the most honourable thing to do, but he's going to do it anyway. He's pumped out a few Raz commanders. He's sitting on 300 mass per tick income, so he's got a full third, over a third of his team's income. Starting to move forwards with these Titans as well. Engineers slowly building up these T1 mexes. Being upgraded. They probably should be upgraded to T2, I think. Ariello actually with an engineer out here thinking about starting mexes, but not really sure. It's tough to bring structures into this world when you know it's a difficult world to survive in. And another attempt at a push from Arlo, but tons of Valiants in the area for Team 1 will potentially repel those units. There is a Neptune, but it is in range, so it's firing away. See, it's got a few kills already. And I think that is why Team 1 thinks they can make this push happen with that T3 naval unit available to them. I did see T3 completed, yeah, T3 started for Nogthar. So he's going to ease up on naval production for now until he's able to get that online. The Seraphim, they don't have... What T3 units do they have? They have a battleship, they have a aircraft carrier, and they have the T3 sub-hunter. So that's what they're looking at. No experimentals as yet. I'm surprised we haven't seen we've got so many Seraphim players in this game. I'm surprised we haven't seen a... what do you call it? Awasa. Some gunships out for Ariello attempting to harass Wizard Sleeves. Cliff mexes, but ASFs for Arlo in the area. Ariello comes in over the top with ASFs of his own. There are flak on the ground for Wizard Sleeves, so I don't think these broadswords are really going to get too much done. They get one T2 mex kill, and they're going to move off to greener pastures. Two of them surviving. Getting some nice dodges, and both of them will actually survive, so getting into the region with more mexes here. If they killed this mex, that'd be quite nice. 69 nice % completion on that T3 mex upgrade, so that'd be a good one to kill. And these Titans over here doing good work. Looks like Team 1 have caught up a little bit in terms of mass. They've got 50k more mass reclaimed than their opponents, and there's so much mass to be reclaimed right here. 25k mass in this bay. If they're able to get control of this part of the sea, they may be able to get a quick boost to their economy. More broadswords being brought over, trying to work through this shield generator, but the flak's making it very painful to do so. The broadswords having to bug out. 6,000 hit points on each of those broadswords, so pretty tough units. It's a brick trying to defend against the Percivals, but too many Percivals, not enough bricks. Sorry, Titans, not Percivals. And you can see the mass frigate spam, plus a few destroyers and even cruisers there for Dez, defending effectively against Nogthar. Does he have? He has T3 Navy now. I think that is an aircraft carrier that he's going for, so going for that big anti-air capability. Doesn't have too many air units of his own, so I think he is just focusing on that that anti-air capability that the aircraft carriers have. Titans in the back here going for some T3 mass production for Dez. That will be sorely missed, I believe. See this area that used to belong to Pat, now well and truly in Bandit Caesar's hands, cresting the 400 mark. Is at 14 mass per tick away from 400 right now. Naval push continuing very slowly. There are 3 Neptunes on the front lines here for Arlo. Not being protected by bulwarks at the minute. There are a couple in there. This one doesn't currently have a shield on. Gonna have to see. Maybe it does have a shield on. The bulwark shields are quite difficult to see, but they should really be at the front lines protecting these battle cruisers. Very, very effective units, the battle cruisers. And a battleship out now, Summit. Torpedo bombers out for Nogthar, trying to attack these naval units. So we've got an experimental unit, finally, but it's a Novax. Gross. 36,000 mass to build a Novax, I believe, so roughly the same as a air experimental. Most air experimentals cost sort of roughly 40,000, 30,000 mass to produce. Got a bunch of broadswords for Ariello, about 10 broadswords in the area. There's a Cougar on the ground, plus 1 SAM launcher, but those will have a tough time taking out these broadswords before they can inflict an enormous amount of damage. T3 engineer still being produced. The shield generator goes down. Cougars should really be being produced out of this factory now, but those broadswords have killed the SAM site. So they will now go after the engineers. And this base that Bandit had built up for himself, slowly being whittled away now. Team 1 have managed to keep control over about half of the central island, but they've only got T1 mexes. Actually, there is one T2 mex there for Ariello. I wonder how much mass is in the middle. Not too much. There's so much mass over here, though. 45,000 mass on the screen there. If one team is able to get control of that, that will be a massive boost to their economy. Team 2 still way ahead on mass income, and you can see pulling ahead, about 300k mass total ahead. We saw nuke defenses out earlier, so I don't think the nuclear option is an especially effective tactic. 2 missiles locked and loaded there. Wizard sleeve. Oh, he does have. He's got a nuke defense there. It's not currently loaded, but I don't think there are any nuke launches for Team 1, unfortunately for them. None that I can see. I may be missing something very obvious, but don't think there are any nuke launches on the map at all for either team right now. Just nuke defenses, being very careful. See where that Novax satellite has gone. Here it is. It's over Ariello's base. Finally made landfall and working away at T3 P-gens. T3 shield generator trying to be spammed up for Ariello. I wonder if it's worth just building T2 shields for now. See T3 shield generator out here as well, just to protect these T3 mexes, and another experimental built for Bandit, and going for a second Novax, and now switching up to a Duke, a T3 artillery installation. You can see Des getting pretty confident. Ariello has loads of engineers in this area, so it looks like Ariello, take a look at his total reclaim, 96,000 reclaim, almost a quarter of his income is just from reclaim this game, which is fantastic to see. Got a bunch of broadswords over here. I think those were the broadswords that killed Bandit's forward base. Bandit still holding on to this cliff installation that he's got going on. A few clank hammers up there, a few flaks, but mostly it's the ASFs in the area defending. And how is this Novax doing? It hasn't managed to get any kills yet, but I think this T3 P-gen will go down. I think Ariello needs to reclaim that. Oh, doesn't reclaim it. If you reclaim a power generator as it dies, it will not explode. But it does explode, gets most of the damage down onto this T3 P-gen, so if Bandit is paying attention, which it looks like he is, he will go for that second P-gen long before this shield generator gets killed, and the blueprint goes down as well. Second Novax joining the fray soon. The rest of those P-gens are under shield coverage, though. There's actually a T2 not under coverage, but 2 T3 P-gens go down for Ariella. Let's actually see what that does. So he's on the line, getting some income from allies. Yeah, we've got that. It was actually just battleships that Nogthar is producing, not the aircraft carriers. He's got 2 out. One of them goes down, actually. I'm not sure how much mass is in a battleship. Quite a lot, I think. About like 3,000 or something. Naval ships only produce 4,000 mass in the wreck, which means it costs 8,000 to build. I was just about to say that naval units only provide 50% of their mass in their wrecks to be reclaimed. Land and air units provide 80%. 2 battleships still in the bay for Nogthar, but despite the fact that Nogthar was ahead on Navy for such a long time, he was harassing his opponents for such a long time so effectively, he's now very much on the back foot. A big air engagement over the top. Got a Neptune. Does the Neptune have any anti-air capabilities? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. So Neptune just sitting around for moral support mostly. A few cruisers coming in at the back here. This battleship on just 377 hit points, that needs to be sneezed on and killed. Units moving forward for Arlo and Wizard Sleeve. I mean, despite the fact that Team 1 is down 400,000 mass, they're doing a fantastic job at staying in this game, making some strides in the naval side of things, but having to retreat now in the face of the Neptunes. Lots of defending units for Ariello and Kangaroo. Kangaroo just really focusing on Navy, I think, and he's actually got a missile ship. So the Aeon, I believe they don't have access to a nuclear submarine like the rest of the factions do, but they have this T3 sort of cruise missile ship, basically, and once that starts firing, we'll take a look at it, because it's quite cool to see. Novax is trying to harass, but not able to get through the shields, although this T2 shield about to go down, T3 shield about to come back online, T3 P-gen trying to be built, but another P-gen actually bites the dust, and that's going to be a significant blow for Ariello. Can't really take much more damage on the power production side of things. 3 Neptunes still in the mix here, with a bunch of bulwarks assisting and lots of frigates and such also assisting. I really think these units should be moving forwards. Look at how much mass there is in this field right here. Disgusting. But neither team able to really get access to that mass field. Let's speed things up just a little bit. We'll see what happens when this torrent gets in. You can see all those frigates coming out in a synchronized fashion. That's quite cool to see. I'm surprised we haven't seen nuclear missile ships or anything like that. The central island, the southern half, basically completely wiped clean now. Northern half still with a few T1 and T2 mexes. Nogthar with access to UEF tech. You can see he's got a Neptune of his own. I think that actually got gifted over by Arlo. But Des trying to defend. He just doesn't really have enough units left. He doesn't really have enough T3 units. It's mostly T1 with a few T2 units dotted in there for good measure, but no. He does have T3 tech available to him now. He's starting to build a Galaxy Cybrin battleship. Let's see what these are. The power production really faltering now for Ariello. Yeah, you can see he's stalling hard, and that is going to be really tough to come back from. Raz Sakyu's going pop as well. That's difficult to deal with, trying to build lots of these T3 P-gens all at once, getting assistance. That is going up quite quickly. I think he figures that if he can just get these shield generators back online, maybe he can fix his economy problems. But let's see, once the power comes back online, the shield generators take some time. Actually, that one pops on. I'm not really sure how the shield generators work. I don't know if they have to be fully recharged to pop on. I don't really know if they have to. Maybe they have to be back at half hit points to flicker back into life. Big naval battle happening now. Ariello trying to push, trying to take control of this mass field. You can see he's got a bunch of engineers reclaiming. And that, like I said, it's just so much mass. There was 45,000 mass there before, so he's got about 10,000 of that mass. Not bad. Turning it into more power production, which he sorely needs. The quantum gateway has gone down. I don't know why there's two separate wrecks there. Interesting, with about 7,000 mass total there. And looks like Ariello and Kangaroo making headway on this naval side of things. Over here, there's... Oh, he's trying to build up frigates to defend. He's got a Galaxy out now. Does he have a... Is that the first Galaxy? It looks like it. He's got some Sirens and Salems in there, but just slowly getting whittled down in terms of frigate numbers. This push slowly continuing for Ariello. Bring those... Well, those engineers, that reclaim mission I think needs to be moved, potentially. A YOLO being started for Nogthar. I wonder how quickly that's going up. Very slowly indeed. If we slow down to 0 speed. Oh, it's sped up now. Going up at about 3 hit points per second, and you need 12,000 total hit points. That's going to take some time. Oh, that's why my computer can't handle anything more than 0 speed right now. The duelist sent me in some information on how to overclock my CPU. I should probably look into that, so I can handle more exciting battles. T3 mech is going down. There was a T3, what do you call it, shield generator over here, but that's being killed. More shield generators being spammed up. But Ariello is very much in Novak's defense mode. It's a very difficult situation to be in. No more Novaks is being built, I don't think. That Duke has been built now. It's got 27 kills. You can see it's firing away on Dez's base. He's trying to build T3 shield generators of his own. The Cybran shield's not the most effective things in the world. Oh, and that actually is a nuclear submarine. So maybe the Aeon clearly do have nuclear submarines. I think, I guess, maybe all factions do have nuclear subs. I feel like there was one faction that didn't have a nuke sub, but it looks like it does. Currently firing tactical missiles. How's Kangaroo doing on resources? So he's stalling hard on mass, but he's got about 250 mass income per tick. Lots of ASFs out for Team 2. Defending against these broadswords, which are trying to take pot shots. The broadswords actually do manage to kill a Neptune. Summit, though, about to go down for Ariello. Lots of Neptunes still alive for Arlo. And Ariello rapidly running out of naval units. To speed this up at all, no. That is a third Novak, so I missed it going up, but it has gone up now. And really onto that Novak spam, a fourth one almost completed as well. 70% complete. And I think that is a Control K actually for Arlo, for Ariello, excuse me. Very frustrating to have to deal with that Novak spam. Takes the Control K, all of those units and structures being shifted over to Dez. GG's come out. Control K out from Dez, and Kangaroo, the last one left standing, and he goes Control K as well. So, Team 2, after a long and drawn out battle, managed to win that game. Very well played to them. I think this cliffside firebase from Bandit Season was really, really nice. I wish I had seen the start of that. But yeah, tell me what you think Team 2 should have done, sorry, Team 1 should have done to win this game. Tell me what you think of the video, tell me about your day in the comments down below. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye.